say to you, you usually hear at gatherings like this is please turn your cell phones off. We're not asking you to do that because we encourage you to use Facebook, to tweet, and to get the word out about what we're doing here this morning. So actually, if you would just put them on silent or vibrate. We encourage social media, just not ringing. My name is Leslie Dannon Rosenthal, and it is my absolute privilege to serve as the president of the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West. Thank you so much for being here this morning. There is, in my mind, no more important place for us to be. And I am so proud of our Community Relations Committee and AJC New Jersey for organizing what's going to be a wonderful, wonderful morning. This summer, I spent the first week of the war in Israel, part of a JFNA mission. And I spent my fair share of time in bomb shelters and hearing red alerts and watching my phone to see where the rockets were falling. One of the most important things to those of us who are in Israel, both Americans and Israelis alike, was to hear and see on our Facebook pages and in the news reports that we were getting that American Jews knew and understood what was happening in Israel. In the months since the war ended, as the situation has changed around Israel and around her borders, the importance of that communication continues to grow. So I thank you all for being here this morning. I encourage you to be a part of the effort that gets the word out and teaches people what it really means to have a Jewish democratic state and how important that is. It's my pleasure now to turn the program over to Amy Risen, my friend of longstanding, the immediate past president of AJC New Jersey and the chair of its legislative.
Support from our legislatures for the Iron Dome and for Israel's right to defend itself. But beyond our legislatures, we need to build support in our communities, in our schools, and with our interfaith and interethnic neighbors, as well as in the media. Today, we will provide you with talking points, messaging, and skills to tell Israel's story, to make it our story in the context of a very complicated Middle East. Now, it's my privilege to turn the program over to Gordon Haas, who's the CRC chair, and he will introduce the keynote speakers this morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. You had an extra hour of sleep. Good morning. Good morning. As chair of the CRC, the Government Affairs and Public Policy Advocacy arm of the Jewish Federation of Greater Metro West, I'm pleased to bring you the 4th annual Israel Advocacy Keynote Summit. It is my honor to introduce you today to our esteemed keynote speakers, Malcolm Hoenlein and Kasim Hafiz. Malcolm Hoenlein has been the CEO, Executive Vice Chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major Jewish Organizations. That's a long time.
I forgot American.
American, I'll do it again, Chairman of the Conference of Presidents of Major American Jewish Organizations, the central coordinating body of international and national concerns for 51 national Jewish organizations, and he's been in that position since June of 1986. Previously, Malcolm served as the founding executive director of the Jewish Community Relations Council of Greater New York, and was the founding executive director of the Greater New York Conference of Soviet Jewry. Mr. Hoenlein has traveled across the globe, meeting with top leaders and advisors of many public officials. He's frequently consulted on public policy issues and appears regularly in the media. I'm standing with Mr. Hoenlein before, and many people came over and said, we hear you on Thursday night, we hear you on Friday morning on the radio. It's nice to know that the radio still has the reach it does. Mr. Hoenlein has been the recipient of numerous awards and tributes both in the United States and overseas. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Malcolm Hoenlein.
What about Monday night on radio?
Oh, they didn't talk about that.
So I do John Batcher on the ABC show every Monday from 11 to 11:30, and Thursdays from 10.
Talk into the mic.
The mic has to listen more carefully. So
You got it.
it must be a Jewish audience. Everybody has an ache at what to do. Now we should take a vote, see how many favor it is. So I just wanted to make a comment about what you said. Not everybody got an extra hour's sleep coming here. I'm at Brooklyn at 7:30, so my body is still there. I'm not sure that I made up for this hour. But it was, as soon as I heard about it, I agreed to come because of the importance of this gathering. And I hope it will be replicated in hundreds of communities around the country. It's really a model. And the fact that you have such a wide array of organizations coming together to present today is of special importance. You know, the one precondition for every great miracle that happened to the Jewish people was unity. That when Jews stood together, we could overcome any problem. Last week there was a Shabbat around America where people invited guests to come, and it's truly remarkable.